Today I am taking you with me to the French Alps as we experience a day in the life of an alpine shepherd. This is an abridged version of a full 24-minute documentary, which is available to you for free when you click on the first link in the description of this video. This trip was made possible by your support of my book, The Basics of Raising Sheep on Pasture, a book that I wrote for absolute beginners who want to raise their own small flock on 30 acres or less. This book is available exclusively at shepherdess.com and is not on Amazon.
And because the road is slippery, I can't drive so slowly, because otherwise I'll be...
Right, you gotta be straight.
Yeah. So we probably have a bit of fog today, maybe some snow, but I don't think so. Probably in the evening.
Okay.
So we'll see. But not the best weather, and very cold.
Do you live up here full time?
Yeah. So in winter we go into the Cévennes. Like 7 months of the year we're in the Cévennes, which is a bit further south. And there we graze the sheep all winter. And in summer we come up here and then we mix with other shepherds and they employ us to herd the whole flock.
We arrived at Lennart's Alpine Grazing headquarters. We took just a brief minute to suit up and grab walking sticks, after which we took a 45-minute hike to where the sheep were located. In the full-length documentary, I share the conversation that we had on the walk, which includes information on how Lennart acquired the grazing leases he is now working with in the Alps as well as in the Cévennes region, which totals about 2,500 acres. We finally came to the location where the sheep were being held overnight, confined in electric netting with livestock guardian dogs for protection. Lennart's flock consists of 900 sheep, 40 goats, and 1 cow. About 1/3 of this flock belongs to him and his wife, while the other 2/3 belong to others, and Lennart and his wife are paid on a contract basis to maintain and shepherd them in the Alps. Managing regenerative grazing in the Alps looks somewhat different than doing so on open pastures. Lennart uses night paddocks for his flock, confining the sheep overnight, at which time they fertilize the ground on which they are sleeping by means of their manure, then allowing them to graze the surrounding area during the day. He uses herding dogs to manage the flock, directing the sheep towards and away from specific areas based on the amount of rest and recovery still necessary for the forages in each area.
We build night parks where the sheep have a lot of impact on areas that are very degraded, so that the sheep can bring fertility to those areas that are especially degraded. And we rotate those night parks and then we herd around those night parks in areas around those night parks, so that we never herd in an area for more than 3 to 4 days. And then we switch the night park and we switch a little bit the area where we graze around in a way. So this is how we rotational graze with herding. And what we also try to do in some areas is we put a bit more pressure on them with the dogs, and then they get more animal impact on that area.
Lennart does not offer his flock any supplement while grazing in the Alps, but when moved to the Cévennes region for wintering, he will provide them with alfalfa supplement daily.
We have for 250 sheep, I'd say 4,000 euros of supplement costs. Our cost, which would be the highest, would not that much be feed cost, but mortality, like losing them.
In the Alps, predation, which mainly comes from wolves, which run in packs of 6 to 20, present a huge risk to Lennart's flock. Between predation and disease, Lennart experiences about 10% mortality on an annual basis.
We have 9 guardian dogs, which stay with the flock all the time. We try to have a mix of guardian dogs that stay in the flock and of dogs that go a bit further, dogs that might get more onto contact with the wolves, and dogs that will really stick to the sheep and have less contact. So we have 9 herding dogs, pretty much all Kelpies. The Kelpies we don't train a lot because they have a lot of instinct. You correct them, you put pressure on them when they do the wrong thing in a way. They then learn with the experience.
Now, the bad weather did roll in just a little bit earlier than anticipated, and this would not have been a problem except for the fact that we, being from Texas, dressed for a cold day in Texas, which we soon found was not the equivalent to a cold day in the French Alps. So we're hiking in or shepherding in the French Alps. Taking every single bit of cold gear from all of the men around me. I'm still cold, and we have 2 hours. I should have at least packed better. If you enjoyed the abbreviated version, please click on the first link in the description of this video for the full 24-minute documentary, available for free with no strings attached to members of my free email newsletter community.
Up there, you can see the ridge up there. This is where we cross.